I don't know exactly where it's stopped, but like, if that's the choice you end up making, you're so morally bankrupt and fucked. And yeah, I can't understand it. Because I try, as you see, like, I try to think about, like, oh, how did, all those German people weren't horrible people, but they were able to be complicit and participate in a way. And what does that mean about what human beings are capable of within groupthink and all of the, associated factors? And sure, and those things are important and interesting to consider and to try to extract as much insight and information from. But like, and maybe this is true of the German people, like that, like, sure, but at the end of the day, you were fucking the Nazi ones, like in the SS, like you were doing deplorable acts, like true evil. And so as much as I do try to extend the benefit of the doubt, that lives in us, humanity. And this is another example proving that. Because I can't wrap my head around it. And like, I don't know exactly what every single German person, like what the pressures were, like whether they thought if they didn't, they would die, or was it just the social pressures of the time. But like, when I think about these people, as I understand them, the powerful people, and then the ones that I feel like were, sort of lured in, or I guess outside of like, if you don't do this, you're gonna get murdered. Outside of that, which is like what I can lend myself to, of like maybe the German people. But like, if the worst that happens to you, if you don't participate in like these inconceivably deplorable, unconscionable acts that, like, I forgot how I started that sentence, but like, if the worst that happens to you from that, if it's not that you're gonna get murdered if you don't, and it's that your reputation or blackmail of any kind, like if the threat was, if you don't do this, I'm gonna murder you, or I'm gonna murder your loved ones, then I can see that, where like, it's the only kind of compromise that I can lend myself to some capacity. But outside of that, if it's just that like your public image would be fucking slandered, or even if you get in trouble for something that you were compromised into doing or something like that, you're still fucked. Because we're talking about children. Like, that's what I mean. Like, you were lobbed up the fucking softball of like, of all of the things to take the stand on, that is like, that you could be blackmailed about anything else. Like, but it's like, in some ways it's the easiest temptation, meaning like, well, of course I am going to have to take whatever comes. Like, you choose annihilation to end the depravity, to save the children, duh. And if that's not what your reaction is, you are, I'm sorry to say, some version of like a really fucking compromised person. And that's so sad for you, and to know. And you know, I'm not trying to like, not like I'm not trying to judge, but like, because I think there are a lot of people presented with that could never fucking do it. And this is only for the people being blackmailed, let alone just doing it for personal fucking gain, or you're gonna help the career or whatever. Suck a dick. But yeah, so I mean, I guess there's different gradations of like better and worse, weaker and stronger, more broken and not broken humans. And I mean, the ones that find themselves involved in this are only responsible and complicit because like you chose to not fucking save them, whistleblow it. You chose that over whatever might happen to you outside of that. Like that, you did that, period. Every single one of you. I don't care. The only like one I could hear is like they like the threat was they're gonna murder my loved ones, my family if I didn't. Like that's the only thing that, and again, we're talking about fucking children here. We're talking about really fucked things, but like where I'm like, okay, maybe you're not a horrible person. Made it kind of like, I don't know. I think kind of bad decision. But anyway, okay. Those are some of my thoughts.